business to take care of here at BC Place. Prior to all of that, they've made it a fortress for much of this season. 5-1-4 on home soil this year as the Whitecaps and Earthquakes march their way in here at BC Place.
The biggest change is that Alain Rochat is back in at left back after playing in the central midfield position. Jordan Harvey out wide. Alain Rochat missing the last game because of suspension. The goalkeeper, John Bush, who's listed at 5'10", but probably smaller than that, and 36 years of age. So another veteran keeper, and he's had as good a season as Joe Cannon has.
Craig McEwen, Paul Dolan in the broadcast booth, Scott Rintoul on the sidelines. As we are underway here at BC Place. A clash of the Titans in the Western Conference, the Caps and Quakes.
With the Whitecaps' new acquisitions here, you'll see a much more isomatic look from them too.
Richards! Dane Richards has scored his first goal as the Vancouver Whitecaps to give the Caps a 1-0 lead.
And there is the offensive spark we just spoke about, and the speed we talked about at the beginning of the show as well. Dane Richards showing his pace down the flank, but it opened up beautifully there. The ball wide, and Richards powers this one home behind John Bush in the San Jose goal. It was an excellent ball from YP Lee. Calm on the ball, into the path of Richards, and he does the rest. The Jamaican on the scoreboard for the Whitecaps for the first time this year.
Gordon touches it to Baca. Baca racing down the left-hand side. Bonjour giving chase. Chips for Wondolowski, but Demerits there first. Robson keeps possession. Pushes forward. Hernandez jumps in front of Maddox, and still some danger here. Ball whipped in. Gordon! And just like that, we are level at 1-1.
And Martin Rennie talking to the near side assistant, thinking that Rochat was interfered with there. But it's a typical Earthquake goal. Whipped in ball, header from Alan Gordon off the turf and by Joe Cannon, who had no chance. Marvin Chavez, the Honduran, switching flanks, and a beautifully placed left-footed ball. Sometimes that takes some time to work a chemistry on set pieces, just to know where the players are going to be. But in the early going here, 5 or 6 games in, Barry Robson has done a good job of that.
YP Lee does a good job of getting it to Richards. Maddox running forward. Dane Richards cuts inside. Dane Richards! The left footer just misses the far post.
And that dynamic where the Whitecaps now have with the wide player and Dane Richards is different than what we saw with Sebastian Letou for sure. Cuts inside, tries a left-footed curler. We saw a goal very similar to this from Camilo the first game of the season against Montreal. Dane Richards just off the mark there, but and that's what you'll see from young players, lots of ups and downs, and that's what I mentioned before, is that Barry Robson will have such a good influence on a player like Gershon Kofi. Help him develop in the center of the park, where it's all about awareness on the ball.
Maddox to Kofi, flicks it forward for Maddox. Cut out, but it falls to Barry Robson, who tries to get out of his feet. Robson, Camilo onside, Camilo taken down in the box. And it looks like the referee's assistant on the sideline has caught it.
Jair Marufo, the man in the middle, waved off the penalty appeal, but the referee's assistant immediately put the flag in the air, and the referee now points to the spot. The drive from Robson, and you'd think that Camilo should have shot there, but it got away from him. And Camilo, who likes to try to draw fouls in the area, seems to have been tripped up, and the Whitecaps get their first penalty of the entire season.
But now it's Barry Robson's turn to step up from the spot. The crowd on its feet. Barry Robson. Robson Simpson's bagged another. The Caps lead 2-1.
And you knew if it was power or placement, it was going to be power. He drives it into the roof of the goal. John Bush going the wrong way. And the Whitecaps up by a goal after the controversial penalty call. Frank Yallop and the rest of the Earthquake bench up in arms.
Martin Bonjour's tight on Chris Wondolowski, helping steer that one out for a goal kick. Bonjour up strong there, appealing for the offside flag to go up on his challenger Gordon. Penn gives it forward. Richards on his bike again on the right-hand side. Dane Richards looking for some support. Dane Richards along the touchline. Dane Richards cuts back. Maddox!
The pace is ridiculous. It looks as if he's not going to get it. First of all, Richards, before it goes out. Then he holds it up here, and he's got so much confidence, not only to get the ball in, but to get by the defender and get closer to goal. Maddox again with a good aggressive run. Love to see that. And it forces the save from in close by John Bush. Game and the Whitecaps have done enough.
The fans are on their feet. And yes, there is the final whistle. For the second time this season, the Caps have beat the Quakes. They knock off the top team in the Western Conference, the top team in Major League Soccer, 2-1 here at BC Place.